What's up, everyone? I'm having some technical difficulties here, but I'm gonna just roll with it. Um, all right, so let's see. So if you're on Instagram, you cannot see my PowerPoint that I have. You can get on YouTube and watch it there, but for some reason my camera is not working on YouTube, so you won't be able to see my face. But you can at least follow along on what I'm going to be talking about today, which is the 27-day habit challenge. Why it is important, why you should join along with it, and what I'm going to be doing as my habit. What's up, Michaela? Thank you for joining in. I'm just getting started on here. I have some technical difficulties on YouTube, but well, in here too. But we're going to do this. All right, we're going to get into this. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see the PowerPoint presentation. Otherwise, if you're watching here, you can just listen and follow along. So we are doing this 27-day habit challenge. During this live right now, I'm going to talk about why it is important to do this, how it can help you, and the different ways it can help you, and kind of get a little bit deeper into it, because this isn't just about setting goals. This is about like putting things into action and making it like lifestyle changes for lasting results. So let's see, we're going to get into this. There we go. All right, yeah. So we're here today to create healthy, intentional habits. Your habits are supposed to be sustainable, and they help us to reach those bigger goals. So we're breaking down those bigger goals into smaller steps, so that we're not overwhelmed, and we're not stressed out, we're not beating ourselves up about not reaching those big goals. We're taking it in small steps, what I like to call baby steps. What's up? Welcome, Kimberly. All right. I am Tiffany. If you don't know, my name is Tiffany. I'm a holistic lifestyle coach. I have a background in holistic wellness and personal development. I'm very passionate about those things. And I'm also a nutrition coach. But I say holistic lifestyle coach because I believe that it is all encompassing. It's not just about what you're eating. It's not just about working out. It's about all of the things. So today I'm going to talk about why it is important to look at all of it at one time, and how we can take it in small steps to create results, lasting results. All right. So what you can expect today during this live, which I'm not going to keep you long, unless you want to stay long. So what you can expect is to understand what a holistic lifestyle is, how to keep your healthy habits and get those lasting results, and also effective and efficient tips and resources to reach your goals faster. So I'm not beating around the bush. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to help you out. To accomplish a big goal, you have to look at your habits, and see like what needs to change. If you didn't know, they say it takes 1,000 hours to become like a master at your craft. When you break that down, I broke it down one time before, and it's something like 5 years, 40 hours a week. So a lot of us work a job for 40 hours a week, but we're not perfecting our craft, our skill, our understanding or knowledge of the thing that we want to do for that long. So we're investing more in someone else's dream instead of our own. So looking at it that way, like, you have to invest time in it. It takes time to manifest certain things. So you have to give it the time, which is the process. Trust the process. It's the journey. And in that, you have to develop these habits to be able to get results. So let's see. So we're going to talk about our habits. I'm going to go first. My habit for this 27 days that I'm going to do is I'm going to learn Spanish. I'm going to learn Spanish every day for at least 20 minutes a day. That's my habit for these 27 days. I'm going to document it. And hopefully by the end of the 27 days, I will feel comfortable having a conversation, or a decent conversation in Spanish. I have these CDs that were gifted to me. I think they're called the Pimsleur. If you know about the Pimsleur program, very good language software, but it's on a CD. And my car doesn't have a CD player. My van did before, but my car now does not. So I was running around today trying to figure out how to get a CD onto a flash drive or my phone or something like that, and it's not as simple as it used to be. My laptop does not have a CD drive. Nothing really has a CD drive anymore. but the computer's here where I live at has it. So I tried that, but for whatever reason, because today, technical difficulties, I'm surprised we're not in the Mercury retrograde, but it would not work for me. So I do have a CD player in my RV. I'm going to just be doing that until I figure out how to get that CD onto my phone or USB drive. Yeah, yes, this ancient technology. Struggling just trying to listen to a CD now. But so that's my habit. I would like to hear what your habits are as well. So go ahead and leave it in the comment box. Let me know what your habit is for these 27 days. What are we doing? All right. So Kim, I know you told me your habit is to post those pictures for your Instagram. So I know you're going to be doing that. I think I seen you had posted right before I got on here. You had posted yours for today. So you're already getting yours started, which is good. I'm going to do my Spanish after this because, like I said, I've been having technical difficulties today. Even trying to do this live, I've been having some issues. But we're here, and I'm going to do my Spanish right after this. So I'm going to start my 27 days learning Spanish. What's up? What's up? Nash over here. Ooh. What's up? So we're going to get into why habits are so important. You don't know about why habits are important. I already kind of talked about it earlier, but obviously they help us move from point A to point B. They help us get the results that we want. So we have this big goal that we want to get, but in that big goal, there are small habits that you have to do. These are like lifestyle changes that you're going to do because you have to be able to do it consistently to get results. Okay, and so your habits also impact your perception of life and what you think and know is possible. So, and then they impact the other people around you. So if you want to impact your family in a positive way, you have to show them these new habits. You know, you can't just talk about it, you have to be about it. So they impact your family, they impact your work environment, all of that. It doesn't just impact you, which is why I believe that it is important that we be intentional about our habits. Okay, in doing this 27-day habit challenge, the reason why it's important as well is because it helps you see what needs to change and what is holding you back from reaching your goals. Why do you keep getting stuck? Why is it that you can't move past this level? Why is it that you have a fear of moving forward? So in doing this, we're going to break that down and really get to the bottom of why you cannot move forward, or why haven't you been able to before? Why are you stuck in this cycle that you're stuck into? So yes, it allows us to move past those things. It allows us to focus on the smaller things and see the importance in those small things to help you continue through the process. So when you focus on the small steps, you're more intentional about change because you're looking at it in a different point of view now. We're not looking at this big goal. We're looking at this one step, this one thing you have to do, and you're more intentional in that one thing, and that then has a ripple effect on everything else. So I want to talk about now the flow of change, what I'm calling the flow of change. I don't know what the actual verbiage is for it, but what I'm talking about is your belief. If you're watching my PowerPoint on YouTube, you'll be able to see this. So your belief determines your mindset, and you get that from the values that you hold. That is what you believe. This is what you know to be true. Okay, so your beliefs determine the way you see the world, your perception. Your perception determines who you are as a person, who you are moving through this world. And that person has habits and they do things, actions. Okay, so it is a cause and effect. Okay, that's the flow of change. Once you change your mindset and your belief, you can change the way you see the world. You can change who you are, your story that you tell yourself and that you tell others. And you can also change your habits and your actions. Okay, this is how we create the lasting effect. If we do not do that, it will not be lasting. We normally do it backwards. We try and change our habits and our actions and then change who we are in the way we see the world and then change our beliefs, later because, positive mindset. Everybody's like, oh, let's it's like a figment of people's imagination. What is that? Positive mindset? Sure, you can't change your life just thinking positively. Well, not just thinking positively, but it is important to change your mindset, though. We can't have the lasting effects without that. So here's a little quote. It says, beliefs become your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words. Your words become your actions. Your actions become your habits, and your habits become your values. Your values become your destiny. So it's just breaking it down, the same thing that I just told you. It's just breaking it down differently. Okay? This is very important to understand. And I will keep hammering this into your head through these 27 days, though. So don't worry. I will continue to repeat this over and over again. All right, so right now we're just going to take a quick little break. If you have any questions or anything, you can go ahead and ask those in the chat box. I thought I would be able to see YouTube's chat on here, but I don't really see it. So, or maybe nobody's watching right now. But either way, I wanted to play an audio for you all. If you haven't heard it, it's called The Strange Secret by Earl Nightingale. It's a very interesting audio. So before I move on to these excuses that you'll probably come up with and these myths that you hear, I will play some short little clips from it. I wrote down a couple timestamps. So let me see if I can find these timestamps real quick. And I'll just play you a couple little clips because this goes right along with what I was just talking about. Here we go.
Success. Who succeeds? The only man who succeeds is the man who is progressively realizing a worthy ideal. He's the man who says, I'm going to become this, and then begins to work toward that goal. I'll tell you who the successful people are. A success is the school teacher who's teaching school because that's what she wanted to do. The success is the woman who's a wife and mother because she wanted to become a wife and mother and is doing a good job of it. The success is the man who runs the corner gas station because that's what he wanted to do. The success is the successful salesman who wants to become a top-notch salesman and grow and build with his organization. A success is anyone who is doing deliberately a predetermined job because that's what he decided to do deliberately. But only 1 out of 20 does that. That's why today there isn't really any competition unless we make it for ourselves. Instead of competing, all we have to do is create. Now, for 20 years, I looked for the key which would determine what would happen to a human being. Was there a key I wanted to know which would make the future a promise that we could foretell to a large extent? Was there a key that would guarantee a person's becoming successful if he only knew about it and knew how to use it? Well, there is such a key, and I've found it. Have you ever wondered why so many men work so hard and honestly without ever achieving anything in particular, and others don't seem to work hard and yet seem to get everything? They have the magic touch. You've heard them say that about someone. Everything he touches turns to gold. And have you ever noticed that a man who becomes successful tends to continue to become successful? And on the other hand, have you noticed how a man who is a failure tends to continue to fail? It's because of goals. Some of us have them, some don't. People with goals succeed because they know where they're going. Now think of a ship leaving a harbor, and think of it with the complete voyage mapped out and planned. The captain and crew know exactly where it's going and how long it will take. It has a definite goal. 9,999 times out of 10,000, it will get to where it started out to get. Now let's take another ship, just like the first, only let's not put a crew on it, or a captain at the helm. Let's give it no aiming point, no goal, no destination. We just start the engines and let it go. I think you'll agree with me that if it gets out of the harbor at all, it will either sink or wind up on some deserted beach a derelict. It can't go any place because it has no destination and no guidance. It's the same with a human being. Take the salesman.
All right, and then I'll just play one more little clip for you. Let's do this. Oh.
Not only for our own lives, but the lives of those around us, our family, employees, associates, and friends. Life should be an exciting adventure. It should never be a bore. A man should live fully, be alive. He should be glad to get out of bed in the morning. He should be doing a job he likes to do because he does it well. One time I heard Grove Patterson make a speech, the editor-in-chief of the Toledo Daily Blade. And as he concluded his speech, he said something that I've never forgotten. He said something like this: "My years in the newspaper business have convinced me of several things. Among them, that people are basically good, and that we came from someplace, and we're going someplace. So we should make our time here an exciting adventure. The architect of the universe didn't build a stairway leading nowhere. And the greatest teacher of all, the carpenter from the plains of Galilee, gave us the secret time and time again. As ye believe, so shall it be done unto you."
Ladies and gentlemen, I highly recommend listening to the whole audio. It's about 19 minutes long. But as you believe, so shall you be. What do you believe? What is it, the story that you tell yourself? This is what we will talk about during these 27 days. So the next thing I want to talk about, though, we're going to get into are like myths and excuses that we come up with to prolong this process, to continue to stay in that cycle that we're in. One of the things I already talked about is that positive thinking won't change anything, or that a lack of willpower is to blame for our bad habits. Willpower is good, but it's not going to change anything for the long term, because as we know, things happen, life happens. It's hard to continue to have that positive mindset every day, all the time. It doesn't work all the time. Okay. But that is not the reason why you are not sticking to your habits. You can have as much willpower as you want, but you have to have these other things as well. You have to have a belief. The story you tell yourself is more important than just thinking positively. Okay. Another myth is that it takes a set number of days to build a habit. Depends on the person. Depends on how strong their belief system is. Okay. Another thing is our excuses. Are we too old? Too big? Too lazy? We're late? Too late in the game? We don't have enough money? We have all these excuses. Let's cut it out. Okay. You have breath in your lungs. You're still alive. There's no excuses. We can do things. We can make some change here. Okay. Another myth or excuse would be that missing days hinders your progress. So I'm going to tell you, I would like for you to try and do this every day during the 27 days, but do not beat yourself up if you miss a day. Okay. This is about progress. Okay. And you can, you know, things happen. You may miss a day, or you may not do it as best as you want to do it, but it's okay. Again, this is about the process and learning in the process. What are we learning in the process? What are those hurdles that we hit? What are those thoughts that we think that stop us? We're really looking at that and trying to find them and stop them and create new ones. But we can't do that if we're thinking too big. We got to come smaller and look at the process and then see what happens in the process. See where we're tripping up at. So that's why we're doing this. Another thing is just laziness, that you're not in the mood. You're lacking energy. That's a real thing. So we need to work on getting you more energy. It's not an excuse anymore. Like, you can do something about it. All right. So let's see. So we're going to talk about these hurdles that you will hit, because you will hit hurdles. But how do you continue on when you hit these hurdles, when they come up? Your growth mindset. Notice I didn't say positive thinking. I said your growth mindset. That means you understand that even when you hit these hurdles, even when you stumble, even when you miss a day, it's okay, as long as we continue forward and we don't stop. That's called growing. If you don't grow, what do? Anybody? What happens if you're not growing? You die. You can stay stuck. If you don't grow, you stay stuck. But if you're stuck, you're not moving, you're slowly deteriorating. In this book, that's a really good book, it's called The Slight Edge. It says you're either going up or you're going down. Like, there's no straight linear path. Actually, I think it's like time, inertia, all that. It's not a straight line. It's actually a spiral or a curve. Okay, so your curve is either moving up or we're growing. or we're going down. We're declining. Okay? So you choose which one you want to do. And you choose that by being intentional about your habits and your choices. Okay? How do we continue to have this growth mindset? How do we get past these hurdles? Knowing your why. Oh. Got a phone call. Oh, it's gonna mess my whole thing up. Here we go. Come on, Instagram. There we go. We're getting it together. Alright, I think we're good. Okay, so how do we continue on when these hurdles come? By preparing and knowing what your why is. This is your reason you're doing what you're doing. You have to get clear on that. This is your belief. This helps you with your belief. Okay? You have to know why you're doing what you're doing, and it can't just be because you want to look good. Because we're all going to get old, and at a certain point, your skin's going to get saggy and wrinkly, and, you know, like, we have to have a different reason why. No, it's okay. Thank you for replying. But yes, so you have to get clear on your why. Again, we're going to be working on this throughout these 27 days. Okay, we're going to get clear on our why. We're going to work on our growth mindset. Very important one here. Get clear on your true identity. Who are you? Do you know who you are? Or do you know what you've been told? Because we were given an identity at birth. We were told an identity as we were growing up. And we formed to an identity to, you know, go along with everyone else and to not be judged and to fit in to this mold that we were told to fit into. And then we wonder why we're stuck. Because there was a mold that you're not supposed to be in. That's why you're stuck. You're in a mold you're not supposed to be in. You need to create your own mold. What is your identity? Who are you? Why do you do the things that you do? So we want to answer these questions through these 27 days. Because again, having this understanding is what will help you get these lasting results. Okay? Knowing your true identity, who you are, you're then able to create your new story. Because this new person is going to have these new habits. You're no longer that old person anymore. We can't be that old person and do these new habits. It's going to be a new person. So who is this new person? What do they value? What are their beliefs? Why do they do what they do? We have to get clear on that. Okay? That is more important than doing a habit every day and sticking to that and then finishing and saying, oh, I did that habit. You know, yay, I did it. What I want at the end of this is for you to be clear on these things, because this will get you further. Okay? Another way that we're going to get past these hurdles when they come up through these 27 days to continue on is to move your body, to change your state. Changing your state could be screaming, dancing, working out, stretching, getting outside and walking, getting that sunlight, laughing. Okay, we're changing our state, our physical state, our physiology. We stand up, the power pose. You don't know the power pose literally gives you, you know, so these chemical reactions that you need. Power pose is when you stand like this, hands on your hip, head up. Stand like that for 2 minutes. You're weird. That's okay. Is that a part of your new identity? Yeah. So the power pose, you can use that. So we're changing our body. We're changing our state. When you find that you're starting to go on that decline, you're not in the growth mindset anymore. You're now declining because it's rainy and it's cold. The sun's not out. You're getting sick. You're seeing all this fear on TV and on the internet. Every time you get on social media and stuff. One, disconnect from that. And then we need to change our state. Because the positive thinking isn't really going to help in that moment. We have to get our body, the chemical reactions to start happening to give us that boost. To give us that little momentum so then we can keep moving forward. But if you stay stuck too long and you go on that downward spiral too long, it's harder to get out. So we want to make sure that when it comes up, we say, all right, let me remember why I'm doing what I'm doing. Let me remember who I am. Let me change my state. Let me move my body. Dance, like I said, work out, get outside, walk, get the sunlight. Whatever you have to do to change your state. Okay? Very important. These are key. All right. So now we're going to talk about some tips and strategies. Well, that was actually a strategy, right? Those are strategies right there on how to get past these hurdles when they do come up, because it will come up. So let's see. We got some tips here for you. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just get started. With my live right here. Today was a perfect example of this for me. I knew I had to do this. I want to do this. I was going to do this. I had the things set up. But then I get on here and my camera's not connecting to the software that I'm streaming from for whatever reason. The Instagram's not connecting to it as well. Just the different things are happening. And I could say, you know what, forget it. I can't do it. Whatever. It's not perfect. Or I could just keep going and it is what it is and learn the next time. So it doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to get started. Again, this isn't just about doing the thing every day. This is deeper than that. Okay, so we have to just continue on though. We have to get started. We cannot wait for perfection, because then we go into that analysis paralysis and we freeze and we have information overload and we don't know what to do, and it's so much and we get overwhelmed and we don't do anything. So we don't want that. We want to just get started, and then we want to get better as we go along, because we're only focusing on the one thing. So every day or every other day, you're slowly getting better. You're slowly going to maneuver and make it better. It's not going to be perfect the first time or the first few times. It's okay. Remember, the 10,000 hours. It takes 10,000 hours for mastery. If you've only done it for 10 hours, honey, you're an intermediate. You're a beginner. Okay, it's okay. We're going to learn as we continue on. Another strategy and tip would be to put the tracker somewhere that you see it. The tracker that I'm talking about is at the link in my bio, the link everywhere that I've been posting for you to sign up for this challenge. I have trackers in there that you can download and you can print off. You can use a calendar if you want, however you want to do it, but you want to track your progress. So you want to be able to cross it off and give you that little dopamine hit that you've completed the task for the day. It doesn't have to be this habit every day, but it can be parts of the habit every day. So there's going to be something that you do this day that helps you when you actually do the actual habit the next day. Okay? But you want to be able to cross that off, which is why we have the trackers. It is important to cross things off. This is key as well, okay? These are all, I'm keeping it very simple. I'm giving you all the information that's important and keeping it simple. I'm giving you it takes people years to understand these things and to implement these things. So I'm giving it all to you now, and we're going to do it in these 27 days. So I'm helping you speed up the process. Okay, so please understand what I'm saying is not just me talking. All right? These are proven things. I've been doing this for years now. Okay, like I said, I'm very passionate about personal development and wellness and a holistic lifestyle. So, I've looked into this. I've read books, all the things. These are like the key points that is in all the books. These are the key points that are in all the things. You're going to hear the things being repeated in these books. You can read all the books you want. They're going to repeat the same thing. But until you apply it, it doesn't matter. Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is the actual power. You can have all the knowledge in your head, but you don't do anything about it. It doesn't matter. Who cares? You're not doing anything with it. So it's really, again, just getting started in doing the things. But we have to cross off our trackers or our calendars when we do it. Okay? Another one, keep your immune system in good shape. This is very important. Because again, if we're not growing, we are dying. We're declining, y'all. We're not going in the direction we want to go into, so we're going somewhere else. Okay? So if we don't have a good immune system, we lack the energy then. We lack the motivation. Then we start getting behind on things and start doubting ourselves and putting ourselves down or saying, oh man, I missed this and I'm so behind and this and that. So we want to prevent this. Again, we want to be proactive throughout this process. So try to keep your immune system up. Part of that is getting resting your nervous system. Okay? This is really important because we all are pretty stressed, especially if you drive to work and you're in traffic, if you deal with the outside world on any sort of level. we are all very stressed. So it is important to get the rest, because that will help you keep your immune system in good shape so that you can continue on throughout this. All right. So your next steps, I mean, we're getting down to the end of this now. My printouts are all out of order. But your next steps will be to sign up for this 27-day challenge. The link is in my bio. The link is like everywhere. I've posted it everywhere. When you go to the link, it is going to, I actually posted on my Instagram, my TikTok, like a video of me doing the process of going to the link. When you go there, it explains what to expect during this 27 days. You would click on there, and when you go to sign up, you're going to get access to these trackers in a Jumpstart plan. The Jumpstart plan is there just as a free gift. If you're trying to work on your health and keep your immune system up, it's a very simple, basic, steps on how to do that right now. It's simple stuff. We don't have to overcomplicate it. It's as simple as drinking your water, resting, eating whole foods. It's simple as that. Okay, so these are the things that you're going to get access to. You will also get access to the private Facebook group. So in the private Facebook group, we are going to hold each other accountable there. We're going to share our progress. You can document your progress there, or you can document your progress on your own social media. Just tag me in it so that I can see and I can support you as well. So at the end of this, I want to give out some gifts and some rewards for those who actually complete it too. So if you do this, I want you to document it so that you can prove to me that you completed your 27 days, and then what were your results at the end of it as well. And I will announce those gifts next Monday, the next live that we're going to have. We're going to do We're going to do a live every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time. So that is a part of the access that you're going to have, is you can join on the live there. You can join the Facebook page. You can get your trackers, and then that free Jumpstart plan as well. Your other step to do, like I said, so you're going to download those files, the starter files with the trackers, because you need to track your progress. If you don't use those, which is fine, use your own calendar. Okay, use your own planner, your own calendar. Find a tracker somewhere. Again, just somewhere for you to mark off when you accomplish your task for the day. Let's see. I keep pushing my arrow button. Oh, that's what's happening, is I'm skipping pages because I'm pushing the arrow button. I'm like, how am I out of order? But okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up with this last part, which is other notables, things that will help you continue to create the success long term. Key, this is very important. Use a journal or a planner. Like I said, the tracker is important, but what is more important though would be using a journal. In my opinion, I use a planner every day, all the time. Like my planner, I love planners. I keep planners. I mean, let me see if I can show you. This is a week. I mark up my weeks. Every day I look at it. Every morning I look at it. Every night I look at it. Every evening I look at it. I look at things and see where I'm at and what else needs to get done for the day to remind myself of what I should be doing, or what is the focus for the day. I normally have a focus for the month, I have a focus for the week, and then on the day I have my task in order of priority. If I don't get something done, I'll just circle it and move it to another day when I can fill in that time with something else. But a journal is important, because more important than the planner, because a journal will help you track your progress as well. This could be another way that you document your journey for these 27 days as well, is to do it in a journal. I would write the date down. I would write down things like what the weather's been like, what you've eaten for the day, what you drank for the day, what happened, any interactions that you had, how you feel, your mood. That's important, because we don't remember what we ate 2 days ago. It's hard for us to remember what we wore on Monday. You know what I'm saying? So we need to be able to track that. So we have to write it down. Yes, great, good, yes. Having both of them is important. I use my journal every couple days. I don't do it every day. Like I said, I use my planner all the time, but I use my journal every couple days. Last year, or the year before last, I did a 90-day challenge, and I journaled for 90 days. I also did multiple other things, but That's too much to be doing a lot, which is why I ask you to only pick 1 or 2 habits. But I journaled for 90 days, and it was very impactful to be able to go back and look at all of that and see like patterns in mood, from what I was eating and different things that was happening, to see what I learned. I would like do a kind of a weekly recap too at the end, like if it was that Friday or Saturday or something, I would say, okay, from this week, this is how I feel about the week, or what I thought, or what I learned, or whatever it was. And so over those 90 days, which is 3 months. So over 3 months, I had 3 months of what I did. I tracked 3 months of my habits and my lifestyle and things that happened in life. And it was pretty impactful. To be able to recap things that you've forgotten. It's only been 3 months, but you forget these things, and there's some important information in there. And then you can also see how things come together and how certain things affected other things. So I highly recommend journaling. And all journaling it, and get you a notebook. It's just a piece of paper, write on the paper. So any type of notebook you can use. It doesn't have to be anything specific. Again, we're not trying to be perfect. We don't need the perfect pens and all the things. I just need you to get started. Okay? Another thing would be to set alarms. So an alarm is a trigger. So when you're trying to do a new habit, you have to have a trigger, something that initiates you to do the thing. So it can be an actual alarm on your phone. It can be whenever you wake up, you drink a glass of water, and you know that right after that, that's when you stretch, or whatever the habit is that you're doing. So you need that trigger, which is, setting an alarm is a good way to trigger that. Again, using a calendar. If you don't use a tracker, use a calendar, which is basically, like I said, a planner as well. So those are very helpful. And you want to document the process, because you don't want to get to the end of the 27 days and be like, oh, I did this, but you don't remember the 27 days. You don't remember what you did and what happened. And when you hit that hurdle, what did you do to get past it to help you in the next month? So we need to document this and track it. All right. So just to wrap this up, thank you for sticking with me. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I want you to remember that you need to get clear on your values, your belief, and your why. Who are you? Why are you doing what you're doing? Like, dig deep into that. Okay? Because you are creating a new identity. It's going to be this person is now going to be a person that actually does the things that they say they're going to do. What does that person look like? What does that look like? Visualize it. Put yourself there. What does it feel like to be that person? So this is kind of a little homework to do before our next live on Monday, is to really dig deep into your identity, who you are, what are your beliefs, what are your values. So as an example, I'll tell you a couple of my values, which would be, one is, I'm like drawing a blank right now. Of course, one would be wellness and health. That's a value of mine. I highly value it. Okay, that's on the top of my list. So if it is not aligned with that, I can't be aligned with it. Okay, that's a good way to have your boundaries, is because if it's not aligning with those values, you got to cut it out. All right. So wellness would be one of my values. Healthy boundaries is a value for me. And a value as well would be reciprocal energy. So if it's not aligning with that, if it's not reciprocal, it's got to go. Like it cannot be, around me. So again, these are just values that you hold. So, we have these values. So I have that value. So like for me, wellness and health is a value. So my belief on it is that it is important. Because it is important. That is who I am. So I have to be about it. You know what I'm saying? And that is my identity at that point. So a lot of times we get stuck in that old identity. That identity we were told by whoever and wherever. We just put it all onto us, and we just went along with what we were told to be. Or we can mold and shape our own identity. You create your own story. You're the co-creator with God, with the universe. Okay, whatever you want to call it. You're a co-creator. That means you have to actually do things. You have to put the effort and energy into it. It's not just going to happen. We sit there and say, why, oh, this, whoa, and wait on things to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen unless you do the things. Once you start doing the things, you trigger those unseen things, and that's when you get the momentum. Things start to happen, okay? So anyway, your homework until the next live on Monday at 8 p.m. will be to get clear on your identity, your values, your beliefs, and your why, as well as tracking your new habit that you're doing. All right. If you have any questions, you can always find me on Instagram, on TikTok. I'm going to be more active on Facebook now because we have this group. So join the Facebook group and we can communicate there as well. You can also email me at tiffany@bornvital.com if you have any questions or need help with anything or having trouble downloading something, whatever it is. I'm always here to help. Again, I'm not asking for anything from you except for your participation. That's all I'm asking is just for your participation. So I'm here to help in any sort of way that I can help that has healthy, clear boundaries. I'm here to help you. So because I know that this can make great change in your life if you really want it. So so just contact me, hit me up. Again, if you're documenting this on social media, tag me so that I can support you in what it is that you're doing. And I hope to see you in the Facebook group and in the next live as well. Thank you for sticking around. I really do appreciate it. So get your habit, start tracking it, writing it down, and get clear on your identity and your beliefs. All right. And I will see you in the next live. Again, thank you for sticking around. I really do appreciate it. All right. Y'all take care. Be safe out there.